Hello, everyone. We are really happy to see you here because we did already once a very nice interview with Dubai Miracle Garden, and we got a really good feedback. So we decided that we will show also, and we will interview our one of the biggest client as well, and they are Best Garden. So here with me are right now Christina. Christina is our sales manager, and she's been developing together with Best Garden really great market in Iraq. And here with me are also right now Ravan, Mr. Faradun, and Hemin from Iraq, north of Iraq, Erbil, actually. So I'm really happy that you took this time, and I'm gonna ask some questions from you. And some of the questions might be a little bit tricky. It means that if you don't want to answer those secrets, you can keep silence and tell me. But I think it's gonna be really interesting interview, and we try to give a more information how you both, Christina and also Best Garden, were so successful to develop during 6 years so nice growth in north of Iraq, in Erbil region. So, Christina, first question comes to you: that how many years you've been in the agribusiness generally?
I have been with the Mikskaar 6 years, actually 6.5. In May, it's going to be 7. But the Mikskaar itself is over 28 years old, so pretty old, almost as old as me. So yeah, 6 years.
What about Best Garden, guys? How long you've been in the agribusiness?
Well, we started this business, and actually it was 2013, so probably 8 years before now. I started here 3.5 years before, and Mr. Faridun is the co-founder of the company and the manager, and Mr. Heyman is the sales manager as well. They were here when it was opened, the company.
Okay, very nice to know. It means that actually the cooperation together with Mikskaar has been quite long in the history for Best.
Yeah, 6 years.
Exactly. But how you as a person, Christina, feel why it's so attractive to be in the agribusiness? For women, it's like more attractive to be in the fashion business or any other cosmetic business, but why agribusiness?
Actually, when you tell that you have been in fashion, my background is definitely not agribusiness at all. I applied when I moved back from Australia for 2 years, and I had no idea about agribusiness at all. My background was fashion, I studied arts, and I had worked in finance, but that's it. And when I applied, I thought that they're not going to hire me. I wasn't looking for a job per se, but I just checked what's on the job market. And what fascinated me was that the business is international, because I felt that it's too small for me to be only in Estonian business. It's okay, but I wanted something international, and I applied, and here I am. They took me, and I'm really happy because it has been really interesting. I've learned so much. I've met so many different people, and I've gotten to know so many different cultures that I think I even didn't thought about it before, that there's so many different things. And of course, just to know the agribusiness, because it's actually so interesting, and it is so important in our everyday life. We as normal people, we don't think that where the food comes. We just know that, yeah, some apples they bring in from Morocco, for example, but we don't think that the soil where they grow it comes from Estonia. So it's interesting, and it's a very deep business actually, but most of us don't know much about it. So this is basically the answer.
I completely agree with you, and also my background is also design and design business basically. So I understand you. It's really creative as well. It's not just like.
Yes, and one thing is that what I was afraid before I applied, that I'm not gonna be suitable for that place. But now I know that it doesn't matter what's your background. If you love what you do, you like it, you want to do it good, then everything is possible. So definitely, if you find something that's interesting, just apply and try.
Exactly. So thank you, Christina. I'm going to ask now also from Best Garden guys that why agribusiness? Why not something else? I don't know, maybe car business or any other more attractive businesses. Why you are in the agribusiness?
Well, the reason we are in agribusiness is that before, like, to late, like 90s to 2000, Mr. Feridun worked with his father in agribusiness, but it was not a company. And after then they got a shop. So later on in 2013, they developed a company, Mr. Feridun alone. That's why he ended up in agribusiness. And me, for being in agribusiness, as yours is different from my background. My studies is, I'm a petroleum and mining engineer, and I ended up in agribusiness because, sir, like, it's what do you call it? We all here work as a family, so like we are relatives, and they called me up and they wanted me to work for them. So that's how I started in agribusiness. And Mr. Heyman is Mr. Frederick's brother, so they both started together at the company.
Mm-hmm. I have, during my time here in agribusiness, which is only a couple of years, I also noticed that it's usually coming with origin or with roots from father to son or from father to daughter and like this. So it's like a really long traditions usually in the family. So how it is always starting like this, not always, but mainly. How many people are working in Mikskaar company, Christina?
In Mikskaar, there's 34 people at the moment. So pretty big, actually.
What about Best Garden? How many employees you have in there altogether? Office people?
All together, it's about 14.
40.
14.
14. I have one very interesting question now, and try to answer it. If not, then it's also fine. But Christina, I ask first from you, but and then later on from Best Garden. Uh, what have you discovered? What is the basically the key element being in the business for you?
I think it, it's important to be very open-minded in agribusiness because, like we just talked, that it's very international, and to stay authentic and to stay true to your values. And when things get difficult, definitely not to give up, because otherwise there will be no growth. And I know that it might sound a bit cheesy maybe, but I think the foundation on what you build the business makes it successful or not. If the foundation is not good, then you can't have good business. And it's really important to believe in what you do, and to to grow the relationship between also the people, not only between the businesses. Like if we take Best Garden and Mikskaar, it's not only the relationship between the two companies. I think actually it's the communication and relationship between the people. Like I am the person who's communicating with the Best Garden people, and at the moment Rawan is the main person, and we click. before that, I also had been in contact with Hemin and Mr. Sanan, and the relationship is really important, I think. And we are the lucky ones that we somehow click good, I think.
Definitely, I have seen it also that there's a mutual chemistry between two companies and people in the company. But what about Best Garden? What for you has been like key element being successful? Because I know that you are successful.
Well, the key to be successful here, you can say in our company, is having a good relationship with every, you can start from the customers to the ones that we do the business with them. And also apart from this, what's a good, like you can say what's the main key element is that to have like good qualities. So like have the best or have nothing of it, so that you can like have a good relationship with your customers and with your business companies.
Mhm.
I would like to add that I think as a company, it's important to remember that the goal can't be only money. Of course, businesses are made to make money, but if the salespeople only think about the numbers, then there won't be success, because you can't concentrate on the money, because you have to concentrate on the relationships and that the customer, to know the customer is important, not the money.
Okay, let's now dig a little bit deeper, especially if we talk about Best Garden and Mikskaar relationship and partnership. What is the successful key element that we both have been growing together during the 6 years? And I know that we grew in the market from zero to this level what we are right now, and Best Garden did a really really big work in the market. Christina, maybe you can answer first this question.
Yeah, exactly what I told before, but we have grown a really good relationship, and I think this is the base. Of course, Best Garden people, I can see that they are all very dedicated and they work hard, and because without that there wouldn't be no growth. And for me, it's because they are also, the business with them is 6 years old, and I have been here 6.5 years. So for me, they're really special because they were my first really big deal. So, and of course, it hasn't been only easy things. There has been hard work put in, but yeah, I feel that it's the main thing is that we click as people and we discuss everything. If there's a misunderstanding or a problem, we talk about it, and both our sides, not me, not them, we're never dramatizing anything, because in some cases, when there's a problem, then everybody comes screaming and yelling and are really angry, but the anger doesn't solve the issue. Issues will be solved only when we discuss it, and it's normal to have different views for things, because we're from such different backgrounds. Our cultures are totally different. We have found the goal, and the goal is the same, to make the customer most important. It's not us, it's not Best Garden, but it's the final customer who is most important. And we have the same vision, and we want to grow together. And I think also that they believe in us. They believe in us, we believe in them, and we trust each other. So let's say, for example, if something changes in the order, I feel that they trust me, that I can make the decision. Of course, I will let them know, but in some cases, I have to make the decision in 5 minutes. So I don't have the time to call, hey, can we do that or that? So I know that they trust me, and I trust them, and so we can make it work. So, and I know that they're not going to be angry with me, because I took the the leverage to decide. So yeah, and I think we have the main goal and mission is the same, and we want what's best for the customer. So I think this is the main thing. And to be honest, in 6 years, at first, of course, you start to know the people who work there and you get to know them. But at the moment, we can also call each other on different subjects also. Sometimes we call with Mr. Sanan and just talk about how it's going. It's not only business always. So I like to compare them with family.
True, agribusiness is also like a lifestyle business. This I already also got it. From my first trade show in US, I understood that it's a lifestyle. It's not like you just come and go or something like this. And also I remember the first few months, our South Korea distributor said that if you go and give your hand, then basically you will be in all of your life in agribusiness. So I was aware about it also. But what about Best Garden? What is the most important, or how you describe this main key element? Why you are so good in the partnership with us, and what you are doing that you have such a good success partnering with Mikskaar? Is the same thing, or maybe you can add something what Christina told us?
Well, Ms. Christina mostly talked about the success and the business is that like we just don't want money here. We need like qualities. We need friendship with or a good relationship with the business company to like we have passed many hard days here at work because as you know if you start from something from the bottom and getting it higher it will pass you through many hard days. Maybe someday we got like other companies that wanted to affect our Mikskaar here products. We fought all of those products in the market so we can make it higher. And so basically is that like we worked as a as a good relationship company so we can pass through every hardness in the work. Especially Miss Christina really helped us through this 6 years. For me, it was the last 3.5 years, but she also worked with my teammates here, especially with Mr. Sanan as well, at the beginning of the business. So, like Mikskaar really helped us through those steps.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. That's really good to hear that. But I know that Best Garden is also selling other agricultural products. What are they exactly?
Well, we are working on grass seeds, lawn machines, insecticides, pesticides, and also we had like prunners, hand prunner, and also we have chemical fertilizers as well.
As Christina already mentioned actually earlier, we don't want to talk about this pandemic thing, but it is very important to understand that if some kind of difficulty is coming, so we more tend to be solution-oriented people and company here in Mikskaar. And I know that Best Garden is the same, that if any kind of problem appears, you always find a solution. That how the pandemic has affected the both companies from a perspective of Christina and Mikskaar.
Yes, it has been difficult, especially while the transportation thing is what is going on. It's already reaching every point of normal. The prices are like 3 times more expensive, and the shipments take so much longer. Basically, when farmers before had to, start, they don't start to plant too early, but the distributors start. But now, instead of, let's say, 3 months, they have to start planning like 10 months ahead to get it on time. And it is really difficult because you don't know what the end customer wants in 10 months. So you have to you have to trust your gut and just make the decision. So, but and it's hard, but at the same time, I think it has taught us how to plan better, and also it has taught us to, to risk more. I think because you take the risk and probably it actually pays off, but you have to trust yourself and you have to trust your partners. But yes, I think the transportation part has been the most difficult for everybody, for the growers, for the distributors, for the suppliers, because we are so much affected on that without the transportation, nothing moves, nobody gets anything. And it's not only in agribusiness, it's everywhere. We can see in the shops that there's, let's say you Best Garden also sell, I don't know, pesticides, and I'm pretty sure they're also late that you can't have it. So people come in the shop and they have nothing to buy. And if there is something, it costs like 3 times more. So it is difficult. But I think I try to be positive, and I think that it gives us, to Best Garden, to our end customers, new perspectives, and they learn new things and they adapt. And in the end, I think it's okay.
But what about Best Garden? You guys there, what was the most challenging during pandemic? Besides the transportation, maybe there's something more.
Well, mostly, as Ms. Christine also said, it was transportation which caused us, and also right now, as you know, every price of raw materials are really high after this pandemic situation. That causes a really like hard problem. Like till now, not all of them is solved. Like right now, we are buying products again and we are moving it back to our storage or our warehouse. Because while the pandemic was, as you know, the pandemic really like high the price of the containers. So like we stopped to work with many companies at that moment. And when it was somehow better, we started to work again. As also, we talked about the situation with Ms. Christina a lot about the container. We really like trust me, we took from our margin for the products and we didn't add to the price so that the customers will be okay with it.
Okay. What about during the most difficult times when everything was locked down? You were also locked down or working in the office, or was your shop also sometimes completely closed?
Well, the government was giving new daily advertisements that 1 week was opened and then they closed it for about a month, and again 1 week and they closed about a month. We really got a high loss on that, especially we did on what do you call it, flower bulbs that we used to import it from Holland. And as you know, if you don't pack them really good and sell them soon, you have they will all get what you call spoiled and we have to throw it. So we faced many problems with that.
What about the office? You worked also from home like we did, or you were also visiting your office?
Well, there was a lockdown, also a car lockdown. We couldn't move to our company, and we usually did it at home.
Mm-hmm. What about the farmers and your clients? Did they the communication went a little bit more slower, or they were calling more? How was this part? How did they get the product?
Well, as you know, the products get slower in the market to be sold, but communication gets higher because they keep on calling us. How can I get this? How can I get this? You know, some insecticides or pesticides, they hit the plant, they will kill the plant in a week if you don't give them good treatment. So they had a really big problem. And after that, they contacted the government, and the first section that was opened in here, beside the hospital and other places, they opened the agribusiness or the agriculture companies.
let's go back for a little bit more positive side. So I
Yeah.
would like to ask that what kind of role Mikskaar and our substrates have played so far for local market farmers and nurseries and growers? Is there any feedback from the growers, or you can point out something that is positive or some other things? Okay, thank you.
Well, what Mikskaar did for Iraq farmers on the substrate was that giving a good quality substrate to the farmers, which they really like liked it, and they are keeping on using Mikskaar substrate. Was that because of its good quality, good humidity, and it doesn't cause you much fungicide or not at all. So that's why most of our farmers choose Mikskaar, and trust me, if it's not in our stock, they will wait for it and don't plant any seeds till it comes back.
I know that we play a big part of it, but it's so good to still hear that all the hard work pays off, that the customers are happy. That's the main goal. I want to hear that. If you know, feedback is important, but if the feedback is positive, then it's the best. But of course, negative feedback is also necessary. If there is anything you have to change or you can't do it when the feedback is not given.
And now I would like to ask some secret tricks of the gardening, or maybe about the plants. What the Best Garden has discovered during this journey on the market? What kind? Maybe there's any kind of plants they don't grow to each other, next to each other, or any other tips or tricks you would like to give us?
Well, there are many ways like we make the plants to move faster or grow under like the same condition, which most of them here we use what do you call it, fertilizers, water soluble fertilizers for the plants, and we are really successful in it. And some of the fertilizer we bring it ourselves, and some of them are companies here that distribute it to us.
What about Christina? Have you discovered something during this more than 6 years in Mikskaar for yourself? I know you have a beautiful greenhouse at home. I know you are really good in gardening and planting.
Yes, I got that from my mom. But everything was new to me when I started working here, because well, even the fact that peat moss and soil, they're actually not the same. Like the soil we have in our ground in Iraq, there's more sandy ground, I think. In here, we have many stones. So just how we name it, I know the difference, and I knew it before that. But just how we name it, we call everything the same. As normal people, we call everything the same. And still my family, sometimes some people in my family ask that, what is the thing you're selling? So basically they think that I'm selling the ground. But yeah, everything was new to me. But it's I like to now, after working here for 6 years, I compare what we sell, or well, sell, yes. The peat moss it is the soil for the plants, and I at the moment now, when I have my own family, I often compare it that it's actually one of the most important parts when you grow whatever vegetables or fruits or flowers, that the soil has to be good to grow beautiful fruits or vegetables. And it's the same that goes to life, everyday life, that you have to have the background and atmosphere to grow good kids. So I like to make this kind of comparisons now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you, Christina. One more question, and then we go to your shop, and you can give us a short tour. And I would like to ask you, what is the tip for the farmer or nursery owner or grower? What is the most important to use or to do, even if you have different weather condition or different circumstances, different watering, and it's like what is the most important in what you have discovered in the best garden that farmers should do always while growing plants?
Well, for growing plants, farmer has to, at the first, the seed he's growing, he has to take a good quality seed, and for the peat moss as well, a good quality peat moss. So that if he chooses a good quality peat moss, it might just differ a bit from the price. But while he's planting in a good peat moss, after like a month, he will not face any fungicides or any insect, what do you call it, pesticides or insecticides from the soil. So he has to pay much more for it so that he could just remove those insecticides from it, or to have a better and like what you call a better fertilizing on it, because Mikskaar peat moss has like its own NPK in it, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potash, and he doesn't have to again put fertilizers on the soil. So I recommend them to read to read the instruction of Mikskaar and use it instead of using a cheaper peat moss and having much more treatment with it and paying much more from it.
Oh, that's a really good
That's
recommendation.
my point of view.
Thank you.
I agree, but I would also like to add that the customer has to trust the distributor, because I'm pretty sure every distributor knows what they're selling. And they also have to trust the changes that, for example, we changed our packages. This doesn't mean that the peat moss there is now also different. It's the same product, but you have to go with the new things. You have to trust it. And also, it's important to give the feedback to your distributor or straight to the supplier, doesn't matter. And always to ask if there's any questions or something doesn't seem right. You always have to tell that, because otherwise the supplier can't change it. So it's really important. We tell it all the time to our distributors and customers that please give us feedback, but it should be even more feedback. Every little thing is actually really important, because we can't grow without it. So, and the opinions, of course, are also really, really important. So, and if I would say that if the customer feels trapped or feels that something is not right, and if maybe they feel they can't get the right answer from the distributor, then please feel free to ask your distributor to make a contact with the supplier and discuss it in bigger place or with many more people, so you can have the answers. And if there is no answer, then you have to find the solution together with the distributor and supplier. Otherwise, it can't happen. So yeah, I think it's important.
What's here important is that you have to build a trust between you and your customers. Also, as Christian said it, that trust, like many of our customers really trust us on the products, because like we got many good feedbacks from them. And when we say choose this one, they really choose that one. And because we always like want to sell the good quality one, even if we have a bad quality in our company, we also like tell them to use the good quality. So after that, they won't blame us for anything. And when they take the good quality, they really have a good feedback and a happy smile on their face when they are back.
Yes, wow, that was really good actually, what you just said, both of you. And I'm completely agree. And I picked up one element which everyone in the business should keep in their mind is the communication. Whatever
Yes.
it comes, just communicate to each other. And I know that agribusiness is long-term business, and the stable quality, stable supply chain is super important. And that's how to build a strong relationship between two companies which are from so far from each other. If you talk about cultural side, really different, and weather conditions, everything is different. So it must be communicated how the quality must be, what kind of ingredients in the soil or the peat moss. So I have many things inside, but all can include just one word communication between two parties. Thank you so much, guys. Let's continue. I know that you have a wonderful shop in the local market. I have seen many, many photos and videos in social media from your
So
place.
I guess
And
let's start with our tour, and from, let's say we call from the Mikskaar section. As you can see, we have the Mikskaar 225-liter bales here. So that's the pitmos section. And after that, we have the flowering sections for the flowering seeds. And here we have the hand pruners. Those are from, we are getting those from China. I forgot to tell you, the flowering seed is from Spain and Italy, two different brands. We work with them. So the hand pruners are all from, those are from China. We have it from other countries as well, but those are imported from China. And those are the grass seeds from Spain, Italy, France. It's mixed like from all the countries. And as you see, those are the different sacks. Are the flowering seeds, and this one is the hydro mulch for hydro seeding. Again, we have pruning hand. And then we have the Texas machine loan machines. It's from Denmark. We started the business with them last year, and we are the distributor of it in Iraq right now.
Great.
Those sort of machines. But there are many other of them, but we like the place is not enough for all those products to be shown in the view.
How many square meters is your shop?
It's about 200.
Okay.
It's 190 something. It's about 200. And this one's the alfalfa seed. We have perlite, which most of our customers do mix this perlite with the pitmos. It's a really good idea they're doing it to like
Why?
make the humidity always higher for a better humidity, because as you know, our summer is really hot. So as perlite is like a sponge, it saves, what do you call it?
yes, I noticed that you have many products which you have also your own company name, Best Garden, like a brand. So you are trying to do also private labeling in the local market. Does it work well if it has your own company name and brand on the product?
Well, we don't have a product like written on it, Best Garden. We mostly do the importing on it, but some of the products I'll show you right now has that Best Garden logo under it, which is our own product, like we produced by ourselves in other countries.
Yes, we also did some cooperation with doing some co-branding products or packages. So I think it's also very good to be present with your own company brand.
Yeah, that's right. And those are the edge lines for gardening, for putting rocks in it and giving designs to garden. We import those from Turkey. Basically, most of the plastic works here is from Turkey, and the pruning and the other materials such as sprayer and those things are from China. And the other fertilizers and pitmos and all those is from Europe, mostly with all the countries. And here you can see Those are the insecticides and pesticides.
So you have actually
And here,
quite wide range of the products. Who's the main client? Is it the one man who's just having a garden, or it's mostly
well,
grower, bigger nursery, or both of them?
well, most of them we work with nurseries more, and also there are end up users that like they take it to their homes, but that's a few because not much people. We are a little far from the city, like we said, 20-25 kilometers away from others. So if they just want a small thing, they will end up in like buying from their local markets and near their house. But for nurseries, they usually visit here.
Mm-hmm.
And those, as you can see, are the fertilizers. Some of them we imported ourselves, and some of them there are companies that they bring it and showed us, and they give us the distribution of Kurdistan region. So we will be the only one having them in Kurdistan, Iraq.
Yes, and you also are the only one who representing Mikskaar in the region.
Exactly. For Mikskaar Pitmos, we are the only one. And you can see this one, the top box, it's an MPK small fertilizing package. It's our own product. And those other liquid fertilizers, MPK, it's from Turkey. These are hormones for root. And after that, it's the fungicide section from Basf company, from Syngenta, if you have heard of them.
Oh yes. Can you tell?
And that's, yeah.
Can you tell what is the most best-selling product in your shop?
The most best-selling products, it's Pitmos, which we are like common with it. Like people really visit us for Pitmos a lot, which
Really?
is Mikskaar brand. Yeah, like that's the best selling for a best garden company.
Oh, it really came as a surprise for me. I thought maybe some seeds or some kind of these things, but
Well,
it
I
was.
can say seed is number 2, but Pitmos is number 1.
Hmm, wow, that's a
Yeah,
great
and after
news for us.
yeah, and this one is a good quality hand pruner. It's from Swiss. It's Felco, if you have heard of it. It's one of the best brands in the world for hand pruner. And then it's for the flying, and this one is also, you can see, let me show you closer. It's a new product of ours.
Mm-hmm.
It's MPK fertilizers and the others as well. If you can see, they are insecticides and pesticides.
I,
Fastest for what?
I saw a very interesting product, anti-snake. For us in Nordic region, it's like, what? Do you need that kind of product?
Yeah, well, like away farmers, like there are people having farms, they face snakes and scorpions a lot. So that's actually it's a good quality product. Like it's common in the like in our shops.
Is it like a powder what you are putting on
It's
the
a
ground, or?
it's a it's a powder. We use it in a powder form. It's sulfur.
Okay. And how you use
Yeah,
it?
we are just like as a powder. You use it like outside from your house, just like doing a fence with a powder.
It's basically the same that we use for ants.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Okay, very
we
interesting.
have we have we have it for ants as well. We have many types of them. Some of them are not in the shop actually. They are in the warehouse because, as you know, our shop is filled with products. That's why we don't have enough place to show all the products.
How many clients during the day, average, are visiting the shop?
Well, average right now, as you know, it's not a season for
agribusiness. It's not a good season for agribusiness in here because of the hot summer. It's really hot. It's been like 40 or like a good weather here right now is a 42 because in this summer.
Yes, but the
But
average,
we are surviving. We are surviving. But it's about like per customer, you can say more than 100 per day.
and they are mostly B2B clients for you.
Well, we can say we have a 50 big clients visiting us daily,
Mhm.
and the others are like farmers, end up users. They come and take small packages of products and planting them.
Mhm. Okay, quite a
And
lot.
also we have also that one as well. I don't know if you have heard of it. We are the official distributor of ICL Group fertilizer as well
Mhm.
in Iraq, which is a really good quality fertilizer.
It's so good to see your shop because, I haven't been in Iraq. Mr. Sanan has visited Estonia and hopefully you're coming now in September, but I haven't visited Iraq yet. I can't wait.
Yeah.
No,
Well, you're always invited to visit us, old Mikskaar staff team. We would like one day to visit us and see our shops and our warehouse as well, and some farmers like our big farmers and nurseries.
Thank you, Ravan. I think it was really nice tour for you. You can now maybe switch camera from your side, if possible, so we can see
Yeah,
you.
sure. There you go.
Thank you. It was really, really good to see this shop and also to get the understanding what you're actually doing in Iraq and especially this Kurdistan area. And I think we can close up our interview, official part. And once again, thank you, Christina, and all the Best Garden team. We are really, really happy to have you there. And we really appreciate your cooperation in our team in Mikskaar. So we talked a lot about
Thank you too as well. Thanks for being a good partner in our business and having a good relationship with the Mikskaar staff teams, which they really help us a lot through hard times, through questioning them and with their good quality products. We're really thankful for you.